接下来，我们将从智能机器人的视角转向大规模建设的执行能力。Next, we shift from intelligent machines to the execution capabilities required for building at scale. 从建筑机器人到模块化水基础设施，新一代解决方案正在让复杂项目更快落地、更高效运营，并实现更大规模的部署。From construction robotics to modular water infrastructure, new solutions are making possible to deliver complex projects faster, more efficiently, and at greater scale. 本场语文周的主持人是新浪财经香港站站长赵兰女士。Our moderator for this panel is Ms. Zhao Lan, the Hong Kong Bureau Chief at Sina Finance. 同时有请参与本场语文周讨论的嘉宾上台。Misk City 首席体验官哈利德·阿拉里菲先生 ，Mr. Khalid Alaraifi, Chief Experience Officer at Misk City. 上海蔚建科技有限公司创始人兼首席执行官梁衍学先生 ，Mr. 梁衍学 ，Founder and CEO of WeBuild, and BlueNexus Technologies 首席执行官张和先生 ，Mr. Jack Zhang, CEO of BlueNexus Technologies. Welcome to all of you.
好，各位来宾，大家下午好，欢迎来到本场分论坛。过去几十年呢，我们关注的是如何把基础设施建得更快、更大。而今天，随着人工智能和人形机器人以及自动化技术的发展，我们开始思考另外一个问题：未来的城市建设和基础设施将如何变得更加智能、更加高效，也更加的可持续。那么今天呢，我们邀请到3位来自不同领域的嘉宾，他们分别关注城市运营、建筑机器人以及 AI 基础设施，希望能够从不同的角度一起探讨未来城市的发展方向。那首先，我想请今天的3位嘉宾分别介绍一下自己所在的企业以及你们正在解决什么问题。So to begin this session, I'd like to invite our 3 distinguished panelists to introduce their organizations and share the key challenges they are working to solve. So first, Mr. Khalid Alaraifi, a warm welcome to you, who has joined us all the way from Saudi Arabia. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to join the launch of Gulf Connect and to be part of Leap East happening for the first time outside Saudi Arabia. We've prepared a very short video to basically shows you what we do at Misk City, so we can play it now if possible.
Okay, let's switch our focus to the big screen. Shall we play now or later, you mean?
Well, it's an introductory video.
Okay.
I can't speak until the video is ready. So,
Okay.
so as you mentioned, I am the Chief Experience Officer at Misk City. It is the first non-profit city in the world, and it will be the first regional innovation district. We focus on innovation, education, sport, and non-profit as sectors, and we attract culture and art startups as well as emerging technology within Misk City.
Okay, so next guest, 梁总。梁总的建筑业其实一直被认为是自动化程度最低的行业之一，然后建筑机器人呢，也目前是逐渐从实验室走向施工现场。然后您简单介绍一下您自己和您的公司吧。
各位大家下午好，我是上海蔚建的创始人梁衍学。我们这个上海蔚建呢，是一个用前沿科技去解决最传统行业的一家公司，就是简单来说是用机器人的技术去解决建筑业目前存在的问题。因为大家知道这个建筑行业人力成本比工业行业的成本都得高到2到3倍，在任何国家和地区这个逻辑都不变。所以我们非常期待用机器人去解决现在对人这个挑战比较大的简单重复这个繁重的一些工作。
好，那第三个问题呢，我们请Jack 张总 Jack 总，然后介绍一下您的公司 BlueNexus。What is BlueNexus working for?
Sure. So my name is Jack, and I'm the CEO of BlueNexus Technologies. We're actually a full subsidiary of a Chinese listed company called GreenTech Environmental. We are specialized in the water treatment sector, where we do a lot of wastewater reuse for industrial sectors, municipal drinking water treatments, major drinking water treatment plants, both as a part of the engineering project, but at the same time as a product as well, where we prefabricate in our facilities, in our manufacturing facilities in China, and we ship the prefabricated containers on site internationally as well as inside of China as well.
Okay, so the first topic I would like to talk about the next generation city. So in recent years, Saudi Arabia has been investing heavily in next generation city, and the Misk city is one of its flagship development. So Mr. Khalid, could you start by telling us what the Misk city is and your role is Chief Experience Officer? It's pretty interesting. Could you exactly? So we would like to know what exactly does your role really involve?
Yes, definitely. Just if the video is ready, you can play it anytime. I'll keep speaking. When it plays, I'll just stop. It's just a 1-minute video. So I've just talked about Misk City and what it is. And what I do as a Chief Experience Officer is that because we don't build cities around infrastructure, we build it around a human and people. Experience starts even before the conceptualization of the city as a project, all the way through development, delivery, and then activation and creating partnerships, because we are a human-centric city. And this starts obviously with an experience strategy to analyze the touch point, both physical and digital, and try to minimize the friction and maximize having a seamless experience for visitors and beneficiaries of the city. And it starts with the strategy, and then execution, and then evaluation, and then a refresh of that strategy. So it's extremely essential. It's not, I always say, it's not a cherry on the top, because it is a business decision. It will help you maximize your revenue, maximize your impact. We are an impact-driven city. So that's what it's very essential in a unique project like Misk City.
我之前看过这个 Misk City 的视频，我们视频老师准备好了的话，其实可以放一下，其实非常漂亮啊，一个非常新的、非常概念性的一个城市。给我的感觉其实有一点类似于我们内地的新兴的城市，像雄安新区这样。然后想请教一下梁总，像未建科技，我知道咱们是做这个建筑机器人领域的。那么在这些概念城啊、新兴城市的搭建过程当中，其实我们应该也有一些新的技术和新的体验和机会，对吗？
是的， 这个我们自己做机器人呢，做的是刚才这个，因为在市面上大家做的也看的比较多了，唱歌跳舞，我们自己做的机器人相对比较骨感，我们只专注于某几个具体的动作以及这个动作产生的价值。当然说，如果把这个机器人放在这个建筑工地上，可能在10年前我们想都不敢想。那当然说，这个经过了这个我们自己这个魏建也走过了大概将近6年的时间，我们自己做了非常多的工作。如果是说作为这个一个标志性的这个突破或者说转折，那可能是第一个是概念上的问题，就是说大家以前机器人可能从外面看那一种动作下来，但是实际上从内部看它是指令，指令是不是能够把我们只可意会不可言传的感觉，就是比如就是去抹灰去喷油漆这种感觉，转化成这个数字的这个过程，因为不能转成数字，其实机器人我们说只做一些无用的动作，那这个东西是没有意义的。那我们是说把这个大工师傅的这种工艺过程转化成指令，那么这是一个。第二个是说我们今天讲的这个具身智能，我们当时讲具身智能也不会去故意去泛化它，我们还是专注在自己的动作上，一个抹灰，一个喷涂，或者去做钢筋，几个简单的动作，这个已经能够实现在社会上能够实现巨大的价值了。那当然说这些点，这个得到一定的突破以后，我觉得这些机器人就开始慢慢的走向工地了，基本上是这种状态。
明白。然后最后的话还想请教 Jack 总，就是I know that the BlueNexus is particularly focused on the water infrastructure, and the more I want to know is what's your primarily your company is solving.
Yeah, so I would say what we're solving for is more of a future for water infrastructure, meaning so today there's a lot of these centralized water treatment plants across the world, especially in the Middle East. There's these large-scale seawater desalination facilities where you be able to treat over 100,000 cubic meter per day capacity. And essentially what we do is we are converting these large engineering projects into a product. And we prefabricate the entire facility within our factory. And we use artificial intelligence to operate and to monitor the plant. And in this way, we're able to achieve decentralized water treatment approach as comparing to the traditional centralized water treatment. And I would say the advantage of that is you are no longer dependent on one single point of failure. Specifically for these larger drinking water treatment plants, you're moving more towards a web of water treatment solutions. So I think that's more so on the municipal side. And I would say on the industrial side, we're using the same methodology, same technology to essentially reuse water to help cities to save water rather than using water just once and then discharging the water into the ocean or into the aquifer. So I think that's also, on top of the municipal approach, it's also another layer of opportunity that we see in terms of water treatment, and that is really reusing the water multiple times using these decentralized facilities that we're able to produce.
Okay, got it. Thank you all. So I want to talk about the technology itself. So, Mr. Khalid, when a company approaches Misk City with a new technology or solutions, what are you evaluating beyond the technology itself?
Yes, so we view technology as an enabler, not a goal. And that's why we evaluate 4 main things whenever we get a new proposed technology. Number 1 is that, is it solving any human problem, any real human problem, or it's just a cool technology? It has to solve a real human problem and not a technology that is looking for a problem to solve. So that's number 1. Number 2, is it intuitive and easy to adopt or complicated and difficult to adopt? So that's number 2. Number 3, does it contribute and serve our mission at Misk City, where we enable youth, innovation, as well as creativity? And number 4, is it scalable at the growth of the city? Because the city is growing. We are now in phase 1. Phase 2 and 3 will follow up. Is this technology scalable, or it will stop at phase one. The last one, it's a sort of a fifth evaluation element, is the technology creator willing to have a long-term partnership with the city, or it's just a one-time thing? We always look for long-time partnerships, someone who believes in the purpose of the city and the impact we aim to have, and then continue to be part of the city.
OK, got it. 其实Mr. Khalid 的视角更像是一个甲方的视角哈，然后我们剩下两位是乙方公司了。那想请梁总，请教您曾经说过那个机器人不能跟人抢活儿，而是要去做人不擅长的事情。那么您认为未来和机器人和人类要怎么样分工呢？
对，这个逻辑呢，是我们公司一直坚守的，是说是这个人太容易做的，其实还有另外一层逻辑是什么意思呢？就是人太容易做的成本比较低，那么机器人去做它的话呢，从商业的角度来讲算不回来账了，大概是这个意思。那么从具体的讲，是什么样的工作是人做起来难受啊？一般的是逆重力的活，就从底下往上来搬的，然后有比较高的，然后有体力要求的，有精度要求。精度要求也不一定要精度，就是有工艺要求，就是我们要把一面墙修平这件事情，跟它只要把料放上去两回事儿。它的效率可能会降到2到3倍。那如果一样的，我们去修一面墙，3米以下的墙跟6米的墙，同是一块砖搬上去，我们的效率会降掉70%。那么这个就是人擅长跟不擅长。那我们刚才说的，我们做的机器人，大家能看到，基本上都要到4到6米上去了。但是这种地方呢，其实人做起来也比较危险，所以它的成本比较高，那也是我们目前的一个重点所关注的这个地方。
明白。我还想追问一下，像这种越垂直的类型的机器人，是技术上来说是越容易实现还是越难实现呢？
这个也不能一概而论，就是说，比如说像在香港叫P down是吧？这个把墙把它抹平，是一定要把它压上去。一旦要求受力，又要求精度，就很难了。因为大家知道地面也不平，这个墙的基面也不平，反而要求它抹得非常平的这种情况下，大家可以举个这个非常典型的这个数据啊，就是地面不管平不平，我要把这个墙抹平的时候，我的精度要求在0.01度左右。那么这个精度，并且是在受力在30公斤抹到5米高的30公斤的推力的情况下，大家就知道这个件事情就不那么容易了，并且这台机缩回来还要在1.8米以内，又要进电梯，那么这个可能挑战就越来越大了。
明白。Okay, so third question for Jack. When building new cities and industrial parks, more places are choosing the distributed modular water plants. Compared with the traditional centralized water plants, what should the cities plan this system?
I would say maybe more so on the monitoring side of things. We see a lot of advantage to having these decentralized water treatment facilities where you're able to be monitoring, instead of using operators and maintenance people going on site to check what's going on for these specific plants. We actually use artificial intelligence to be able to monitor, meaning seeing if there's any leakages, if there's any fire, using computer vision, and at the same time also optimize the performance of the plant. What that means is essentially we're able to use predictive analytics to come up with the most optimal inputs to operate the plants and actually feed those inputs into the SCADA system, into the control system, so that it becomes a closed-loop system where the plant is really operating itself. I think at the same time, you know, in a lot of the cities that has water treatment facilities already, the AI operating system is able to be used as more of a assistant. Instead of a one-stop shop, a operating system where it just operates itself. So it's able to assist the local operators to come up with more optimal inputs, as well as, you know, doing more dangerous tasks like checking the pumps, the high pressure pumps for seawater desalination, going to these wastewater treatment facilities where it's more dangerous.
Yes, I also have a following question for you, because you have mentioned a concept like AI autonomous operation. So what's this?
Yeah, so we actually developed in-house a operating system where it sits on top of the control layer. So in a lot of the water treatment plants, typically people will be using SCADA system, which is a control system for operators to put in different control parameters. But where our technology comes in is it essentially takes in all of the data from the SCADA system and it optimizes for the most optimal input. So for example, when you're using membrane to treat water in a seawater desalination scenario, how often are you backwashing the membrane? How much chemical are you using when you're when you're washing these membrane? All these things are essentially knowledges that human operators have, and they're embedding those knowledges and those inputs on a case-by-case scenario. But for us, because we've collected a ton of data through our operating experience in the past, we're able to use those data to train the model to come up with the most optimal input. So that's where artificial intelligence comes in.
So do you believe AI will become the future of the infrastructure operations?
I think certainly in the water industry, there's a lot of talk around AI, and you're definitely seeing a lot of companies that are doing different things using AI. For example, leakage detection. When you're supplying water to different municipal households, there's a lot of leakages that are happening, what we call non-revenue water. So that's one area that artificial intelligence can be used. Also, what we do in terms of operating the plan, I think also in terms of planning as well in the future, maybe certain areas of the city has more demand for water than others. So if you have sensors, if you have models, predictive models that's set up already, then you could intelligently allocate different water sources to different areas.
Okay, got it. We also have many cropper representatives here today who are targeting the Middle Eastern market. So first question for Mr. Khalid. For your perspective, what kind of companies are most likely to become long-term partnership of Misk City? What the qualification they need to have?
Okay, so number one, obviously, is reliability. The product has to be reliable. It's not enough that it just works. Number two is, I would say, cybersecurity has become a major player in today's technology, so it has to be secure. And number three is that it has to have the ability to integrate with the wider ecosystem of the city. So because we'll have a lot of technologies that you will need to integrate with once you have become part of the city. And the last point, which I mentioned previously, is that it's easy to adopt. It's not going to be basically a problem when we try to or have the need to basically adopt that technology. It has to go well with the rest of the ecosystem. So this is how we evaluate potential partners.
OK， 好，我们时间到了，然后我们最后长话短说啊，请教一下梁总最后一个问题。建筑机器人在中东市场的最大价值在哪里呢？
还是劳动效率，因为在中国啊，我们说一台微建10个大师傅，就是一台机器人可以顶掉10个这个建筑工人。那么到了中东，可能就差不多20，翻一倍。
Okay, last question for Jack. I know BlueNexus is expanding into like the Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. So for the many Chinese companies here today looking to go overseas, what should they prepare for in advance?
I think the biggest I would say the biggest factor that determines whether if a company is going to be successful or not is whether if they're going to be able to build trust with the local partners as well as local end users. And I think that comes with time. So a lot of times you need different visits back and forth to kind of establish trust between two parties. You need to go to the market. You need to perhaps do a pilot test to kind of showcase your technology to prove that it actually works. I think all those things takes time and also takes a lot of patience and energy to kind of foster those relationships and develop trust as well.
Okay, thank you your times. Okay, 好，我们本场分论坛结束。好，我们要拍张照是吧？稍微 take a photo。
感谢各位嘉宾的精彩讨论。